As Gautama Buddha once said, in a world buzzing with noise and distractions, have you ever stopped to listen to the gentle whisper within you? Welcome to Insightful Journey, your sanctuary for self-discovery and inner growth. Today, we embark on a journey that transcends the ordinary, a journey to learn the art of loving yourself. Think about it for a moment. How often do we shower love and kindness onto others, yet forget to extend the same compassion to ourselves? It's time to change that narrative. Imagine waking up each morning with a heart filled with gratitude, embracing every aspect of who you are with unwavering acceptance. That's the essence of self-love, a journey towards self-discovery, self-acceptance, and self-compassion. But wait, this isn't your average self-help video. We're about to delve into the profound wisdom of Buddhism, unlocking ancient secrets that hold the key to embracing your true essence. Now let me ask you this. Have you ever paused to marvel at the intricate beauty of a lotus flower? Despite emerging from muddy waters, it blossoms with pristine purity, symbolizing enlightenment and spiritual awakening. In the same way, your journey towards self-love may begin amidst life's challenges, but it leads to profound transformation and inner peace. As we venture deeper into this exploration, I promise you valuable insights and transformative advice that will not only captivate your mind, but also touch your soul. But here's the catch. Our goal isn't just to impart knowledge. We're aiming high, 100 likes on this video. Why? Because every like is a ripple of positivity, spreading the message of self-love to countless souls craving nourishment and guidance. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Buckle up and get ready to embark on a voyage of self-discovery like never before. Together we'll unravel the mysteries of the mind, cultivate compassion, and ultimately learn to love ourselves unconditionally. Your journey to self-love starts now. Lesson 1. Understanding self-love. In a world where we often prioritize others over ourselves, it's easy to forget the importance of self-love. But what exactly is self-love? It's not just about indulging in bubble baths or treating ourselves to a fancy dinner. Self-love is a profound acceptance and appreciation of who we are, flaws and all. It's about recognizing our worthiness just as we are, without the need for external validation. Think about it for a moment. How often do you criticize yourself for not meeting unrealistic standards? How often do you neglect your own needs in favor of others? Self-love invites us to shift our perspective, to treat ourselves with the same kindness and compassion we would offer to a dear friend. Imagine waking up each morning feeling genuinely content with yourself, embracing both your strengths and weaknesses with open arms. Self-love empowers us to set healthy boundaries, to prioritize self-care without guilt, and to pursue our passions unapologetically. But here's the thing. Self-love isn't always easy. It requires practice and patience. It's a journey of self-discovery filled with ups and downs, yet the rewards are immeasurable. When we cultivate self-love, we become more resilient in the face of challenges, more empathetic towards others, and more at peace with ourselves. So how can we begin to cultivate self-love in our lives? Self-awareness. Take a moment to reflect on your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Notice the inner dialogue that plays out in your mind and challenge any negative beliefs that arise. Self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to a loved one going through a difficult time. Acknowledge your struggles with gentleness and remind yourself that it's okay to be imperfect. Forgiveness. both of ourselves and others. Holding on to resentment and grudges only weighs us down. By letting go of past hurts and embracing forgiveness, we free ourselves from the burden of resentment and open our hearts to love and healing. Nurture well-being. Prioritize your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Engage in activities that bring you joy and nourish your soul, whether it's spending time in nature, practicing yoga, or indulging in creative pursuits. Make self-care a non-negotiable part of your routine. Surround yourself with positivity. Seek out supportive relationships and communities that uplift and inspire you. Remember, you are worthy of love and belonging just as you are. As we embark on this journey of self-love together, let's embrace the beauty of our imperfections, celebrate our uniqueness, and cultivate a deep sense of compassion and acceptance towards ourselves. Because when we learn to love ourselves unconditionally, we unlock the door to a life filled with joy, fulfillment, and inner peace. Lesson 2. The importance of self-compassion. In a world that often seems to demand perfection, we can forget a simple but profound truth. We are all human, and we all make mistakes. Embracing our humanity, flaws and all, is crucial for our well-being. This is where self-compassion steps in, a gentle, nurturing approach to ourselves that offers understanding and kindness even in our moments of struggle. Imagine a friend coming to you upset, seeking comfort after a setback. You wouldn't berate them or criticize their every move. Instead, you'd offer a listening ear, a warm hug, and words of encouragement. So why do we find it so hard to treat ourselves with the same compassion? Self-compassion isn't self-indulgence, it's self-preservation. Research in psychology has shown that self-compassion is strongly linked to greater emotional resilience, lower levels of anxiety and depression, and overall higher levels of life satisfaction. When we embrace self-compassion, we create a safe space within ourselves where we can acknowledge our pain without judgment, allowing us to heal and grow. Think of self-compassion as a soft blanket on a cold day. It wraps us in warmth and comfort, soothing our frazzled nerves and easing our troubled minds. It doesn't mean we ignore our responsibilities or stop striving for improvement. Instead, it offers us the strength and courage to face life's challenges with kindness and understanding. Practicing self-compassion doesn't require grand gestures or elaborate rituals. It can be as simple as placing a hand on your heart and whispering words of reassurance to yourself in moments of distress. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and care that you would offer to a cherished friend. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to neglect our own needs in favor of meeting the demands of others. But just as a car can't run on an empty tank, we can't give our best to others if we're running on fumes ourselves. Self-compassion refills our tank, replenishing our reserves so we can show up fully in our relationships and endeavors. It's important to remember that self-compassion isn't a destination. It's a journey, a lifelong practice of cultivating kindness and acceptance towards ourselves. Like tending to a delicate flower, it requires patience, nurturing, and gentle care. And just as a flower blooms under the warmth of the sun, so too do we flourish when we shower ourselves with self-compassion. So as you embark on your journey of self-discovery and growth, remember to be gentle with yourself. Embrace your imperfections, celebrate your victories, and above all, treat yourself with the same compassion and kindness that you would offer to a cherished friend. For in the end, the greatest gift you can give yourself is the gift of self-love. Lesson 3. Overcoming Self-Criticism. Do you ever find yourself trapped in a cycle of self-criticism? You're not alone. Many of us have internal voices that constantly nitpick our every move, telling us we're not good enough. But what if I told you there's a way to break free from this cycle and cultivate a more compassionate relationship with yourself? Imagine this. You've just finished a project, and instead of celebrating your accomplishments, you immediately start picking it apart, focusing only on what you could have done better. Sound familiar? That inner critic can be relentless, but it doesn't have to rule your life. Welcome back to Insightful Journey, where we're diving deep into the art of self-love and exploring how Buddhist teachings can guide us on this journey. Today, we're tackling the topic of self-criticism head-on, offering practical strategies to quiet that inner voice and embrace your worthiness. First, let's pause for a moment and reflect. How often do you catch yourself engaging in self-criticism? Is it a daily occurrence, or does it rear its head in moments of stress or vulnerability? Understanding the frequency and triggers of our self-critical thoughts is the first step toward overcoming them. Now let's shift our focus to why self-criticism is so harmful. Not only does it erode our self-esteem and confidence, but it also hinders our ability to grow and learn from our experiences. When we're constantly berating ourselves, we become stuck in a state of fear and self-doubt, unable to fully embrace life's opportunities. But here's the good news. You have the power to change the narrative. It all starts with awareness. By noticing when self-critical thoughts arise, you can begin to challenge their validity and choose a more compassionate response. One powerful technique for overcoming self-criticism is self-compassion. This involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend in need. So the next time you catch yourself in the grip of self-criticism, try offering yourself words of comfort and encouragement, just as you would to a loved one. Another helpful strategy is reframing your perspective. Instead of viewing mistakes as failures, see them as opportunities for growth and learning. Remember, nobody is perfect, and each stumble along the way is simply a stepping stone toward personal evolution. It's also important to practice self-forgiveness. Holding on to past mistakes only weighs us down, preventing us from fully embracing the present moment. So let go of any lingering guilt or shame and allow yourself the grace to move forward with an open heart. And finally, remember to celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Each accomplishment, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is a testament to your strength and resilience. Take a moment to acknowledge your progress and bask in the glow of your own self-love. In the next part of our series, we'll explore the transformative power of cultivating self-acceptance. Until then, remember that you are worthy of love and kindness, both from others and from yourself. So go ahead, silence that inner critic, and embrace the beautiful, imperfect being that you are. Lesson 4. Cultivating Self-Acceptance. In a world that constantly bombards us with images of perfection, it's easy to feel inadequate or flawed. But what if we shifted our perspective? What if we embraced our imperfections as part of what makes us beautifully unique? This is where self-acceptance comes in. It's the foundation of self-love and the cornerstone of our journey towards inner peace and happiness. Imagine a garden filled with flowers of all shapes, sizes, and colors. Each flower is different, yet they all contribute to the garden's beauty in their own way. Just like those flowers, we are each unique and valuable in our own right. Self-acceptance means embracing ourselves fully, just as we are, without judgment or criticism. But how do we cultivate self-acceptance in a world that often teaches us to be self-critical? It starts with awareness, becoming mindful of our thoughts and emotions, and recognizing when we're being hard on ourselves. Instead of berating ourselves for our perceived flaws, we can practice self-compassion, treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a dear friend. Self-acceptance also involves letting go of unrealistic expectations and societal standards that tell us we need to be a certain way to be worthy of love and acceptance. It's about recognizing that we are enough just as we are, and that our worthiness is inherent. It doesn't depend on external validation or achievements. One powerful way to cultivate self-acceptance is through self-affirmations, positive statements that affirm our worth and value. By repeating these affirmations regularly, we can rewire our brains to focus on our strengths rather than our shortcomings, gradually shifting towards a more positive self-image. Another key aspect of self-acceptance is embracing our past mistakes and failures as valuable learning experiences rather than sources of shame or regret. When we acknowledge and learn from our mistakes, we can grow and evolve into stronger, wiser versions of ourselves. It's also important to surround ourselves with supportive and loving people who accept us for who we are, flaws and all. Building a strong support network can help bolster our self-esteem and reinforce our sense of self-worth. In the end, self-acceptance is a journey. It's not something that happens overnight, but rather a gradual process of learning to love and accept ourselves more fully each day. And as we embark on this journey, let's remember that we are all works in progress, and that our imperfections are what make us beautifully human. So let's embrace ourselves fully, with all our flaws and quirks, and celebrate the unique individuals that we are. Lesson 5. Embracing imperfection. In a world that often demands perfection, it's easy to feel inadequate. We're bombarded with images of flawlessness, creating unrealistic standards for ourselves. But what if I told you that imperfection is not only normal, but beautiful? Imagine a garden filled with flowers of all shapes, sizes, and colors. Each blossom is unique with its own quirks and imperfections, yet together they create a stunning tapestry of beauty. Just like these flowers, embracing our imperfections allows us to bloom fully and authentically. Think about the last time you made a mistake. Maybe you forgot an important deadline or said the wrong thing in a conversation. How did you feel? Often we berate ourselves for our slip-ups, replaying them in our minds and wishing we could turn back time. But what if we shift our perspective? What if we saw these mistakes as opportunities for growth and learning? Instead of criticizing ourselves, we could acknowledge our humanity and move forward with compassion. This shift in mindset is the cornerstone of embracing imperfection. When we accept that we are not perfect, we free ourselves from the shackles of self-doubt and self-criticism. We become more resilient in the face of challenges, knowing that our worth is not determined by our achievements or failures. Embracing imperfection doesn't mean settling for mediocrity. It means striving for excellence while recognizing that setbacks and flaws are an inherent part of the journey. It's about letting go of the illusion of perfection and embracing the beauty of our authentic selves. So the next time you find yourself striving for perfection, take a moment to pause and reflect. Instead of chasing an impossible ideal, celebrate your uniqueness and embrace your imperfections. You'll find that in doing so, you'll unlock a newfound sense of freedom and joy. In the words of Brené Brown, imperfections are not inadequacies. They are reminders that we're all in this together. Let's embrace our imperfections and celebrate the beauty of being perfectly imperfect. Lesson 6. The role of mindfulness in self-love. In the whirlwind of our busy lives, it's easy to lose touch with ourselves. Amid the chaos, there lies a powerful tool waiting to be embraced: mindfulness. Imagine a moment when you're fully present, aware of each breath, each sensation. That's mindfulness, the practice of being in the here and now without judgment. Think back to a time when you felt overwhelmed by negative thoughts or emotions. Perhaps it was self-doubt gnawing at your confidence or anxiety clouding your mind. Now picture yourself gently redirecting your attention to the present moment, acknowledging those thoughts without letting them define you. That's the magic of mindfulness. It offers a sanctuary from the storm within. But how does mindfulness relate to self-love? Let's explore. When we cultivate mindfulness, we become attuned to our inner landscape, the thoughts, feelings, and sensations that shape our experience. Instead of getting swept away by the currents of self-criticism or comparison, we learn to observe them with compassion and curiosity. Imagine standing by a riverbank, watching the water flow. In the same way, mindfulness allows us to observe the stream of our thoughts without getting swept away by its currents. We learn to recognize unhelpful patterns of thinking and gently guide our minds back to the present moment. Now let's take a moment to reflect on how often we're lost in thought, dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. It's natural for our minds to wander, but mindfulness offers a lifeline back to the present. By anchoring ourselves in the here and now, we free ourselves from the grip of rumination and find refuge in the present moment. Imagine a candle flickering in the darkness. That's your awareness illuminating the path ahead. With each breath, you draw closer to the light, shedding layers of self-doubt and fear. In the stillness of mindfulness, you discover a sanctuary within yourself, a place of peace, clarity, and acceptance. But mindfulness isn't just about quieting the mind. It's also about opening the heart. As we cultivate awareness of our inner world, we develop greater compassion for ourselves and others. We learn to embrace our imperfections with kindness and treat ourselves with the same warmth and understanding we offer to loved ones. Imagine extending a hand to your inner child, comforting them in times of need. That's the essence of self-compassion, the gentle art of soothing our own hearts. Through mindfulness, we awaken to the profound truth that love begins within. It's not something we seek outside ourselves, but a wellspring that flows from within. Now let's pause for a moment and connect with our breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the sensation of air filling your lungs. In this simple act of breathing, we anchor ourselves in the present moment, tethered to the here and now. As we cultivate mindfulness in our daily lives, we begin to see ourselves more clearly, not as flawed or unworthy, but as human, imperfect, and deserving of love. With each moment of mindfulness, we water the seeds of self-compassion within us, nurturing a garden of kindness that blooms with each breath. So, dear friends, I invite you to embrace mindfulness as a path to self-love. In the busyness of life, may you find moments of stillness to reconnect with yourself. And may you remember that within you lies a reservoir of love waiting to be discovered, a love that begins with the simple act of being present. Lesson 7. Letting go of attachment. In the journey of self-love, One of the most significant hurdles is learning to let go of attachment. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with unnecessary things everywhere you go. That's what attachment feels like. It weighs you down, holds you back, and prevents you from moving freely through life. But what if you could lighten your load? What if you could release those attachments and experience a newfound sense of freedom and joy? Think about a time when you held on to something tightly, whether it was a material possession, a relationship, or an expectation. How did it make you feel? Did it bring you peace and contentment? Or did it create stress and anxiety? Often our attachments lead to suffering because we become dependent on external factors for our happiness. But true happiness comes from within, from a place of self-love and acceptance. Welcome to Insightful Journey, where we explore the path to self-love through the wisdom of ancient teachings, including those of Buddhism. In this segment, we'll delve into the concept of letting go of attachment and how it can transform your relationship with yourself and others. Picture yourself standing by a river, watching the water flow effortlessly downstream. Now imagine placing a leaf on the surface of the water and letting it go. As it floats away, notice how light and free you feel. That's the essence of letting go. Releasing your grip on the things that no longer serve you and allowing yourself to flow with the natural rhythm of life. In Buddhism, attachment is seen as the root cause of suffering. The more we cling to things, the more we suffer when they inevitably change or disappear. By cultivating a mindset of non-attachment, we can break free from this cycle of suffering and find inner peace. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning the things you love or care about. It means loosening your grip and recognizing that everything is impermanent. Just as the seasons change and the tide ebbs and flows, so too do the circumstances of our lives. By embracing this truth, we can navigate life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. Imagine decluttering your mind, releasing all the worries, fears, and doubts that weigh you down. How much lighter would you feel? How much more space would there be for love, joy, and creativity to flow? Letting go is not about giving up. It's about making room for the things that truly matter. In the practice of mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment or attachment. Instead of getting caught up in the stories our minds create, we simply acknowledge them and let them pass like clouds in the sky. This allows us to cultivate a sense of spaciousness and freedom within ourselves. Consider the story of the monkey with its hand trapped in a jar. The monkey refuses to let go of the shiny object inside, even though doing so would set it free. In the same way, we often cling to our attachments even when they cause us pain. But like the monkey, we have the power to release ourselves from our self-imposed prisons and experience the joy of liberation. Letting go is a process that takes time and practice. It requires courage to face our fears and vulnerabilities, but the rewards are immeasurable. As you embark on this journey of self-discovery, remember to be gentle with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight, but with patience and perseverance, you can learn to let go and embrace the fullness of life. Join us in the next part as we explore the practice of finding joy in the present moment. Until then, may you find peace in letting go and opening your heart to the boundless possibilities that await. Thank you for tuning in to Insightful Journey. Lesson 8, Finding Joy in the Present Moment. In the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, it's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. But what if I told you that true joy and contentment can be found right here, right now, in the present moment. Yes, that's right. Welcome to the magical realm of mindfulness, where every breath, every sensation, every moment is an opportunity for joy. Picture this. You're sitting in your favorite spot, sipping a cup of tea. The warm liquid caresses your tongue, and suddenly you're fully present, fully alive. The worries of yesterday and the anxieties of tomorrow fade away, leaving behind a profound sense of peace and contentment. This, dear reader, is the power of mindfulness. But what exactly is mindfulness? Simply put, it's the practice of paying attention to the present moment with openness, curiosity, and acceptance. It's about being fully engaged in whatever you're doing, whether it's eating, walking, or even just breathing. And the best part? Anyone can do it, anywhere, anytime. Imagine taking a walk in nature, feeling the soft grass beneath your feet and the gentle breeze against your skin. With each step, you become more attuned to the sights, sounds, and smells around you, the chirping of birds, the rustle of leaves. Suddenly, the world comes alive in vibrant technicolor. But mindfulness isn't just about being present, it's also about being kind to yourself. It's about acknowledging your thoughts and feelings without judgment, embracing yourself with compassion and understanding. So the next time you catch yourself lost in a whirlwind of self-criticism, pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, I am enough, just as I am. Now you might be wondering, how can I incorporate mindfulness into my daily life? Well, it's simpler than you think. You can start by setting aside a few minutes each day for a mindfulness practice, whether it's meditation, deep breathing, or simply sitting in silence. Find what works for you and make it a habit. But mindfulness isn't just about solo practice. It's also about cultivating presence in your interactions with others. Imagine having a heartfelt conversation with a loved one, truly listening to their words and connecting on a deeper level. It's in these moments of genuine connection that true joy and fulfillment are found. So, dear reader, as you go about your day, remember this: the key to finding joy is not in some distant future or in a long-lost past. It's right here, right now, in the present moment. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and embrace the magic of mindfulness. In the next part of our series, we'll explore how gratitude can further enhance our journey towards self-love and inner peace. Until then, may you find joy in every breath and peace in every moment. Lesson 9. Nurturing loving kindness towards yourself. In the journey of self-love, nurturing loving kindness towards yourself is like planting seeds of happiness and compassion within your own heart. Just as you would care for a delicate flower, tenderly nurture your own spirit with kindness and gentleness. Imagine a warm, comforting embrace enveloping you, filling you with a sense of peace and acceptance. This is the essence of loving kindness, a boundless love that starts from within and radiates outwards, touching all aspects of your life. But how do you cultivate this profound love for yourself? It begins with simple acts of self-care and self-compassion. Take a moment each day to speak to yourself with kindness, offering words of encouragement and support. Practice gratitude for the blessings in your life, both big and small. Recognize the beauty within yourself, acknowledging your strengths and embracing your flaws with compassion. Forgive yourself for past mistakes and let go of self-judgment. Remember that you are only human, and it is through our imperfections that we learn and grow. Extend loving kindness to yourself through mindful activities such as meditation and deep breathing. Allow yourself to let go of stress and tension, embracing a sense of calm and tranquility. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, creating a positive and nurturing environment. Draw strength from their love and encouragement, knowing that you are never alone in your journey towards self-love. Celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small, and honor your progress along the way. Each step you take towards self-love is a victory worth celebrating. Treat yourself with the same love and compassion you would offer to a dear friend or loved one. Nurture your inner child with kindness and affection, allowing yourself to experience joy and laughter without judgment. Remember that self-love is not selfish. It is a vital component of living a fulfilling and meaningful life. By nurturing loving kindness towards yourself, you become better equipped to show love and compassion to others. Embrace the beauty of your own unique journey, knowing that you are worthy of love and deserving of happiness. Allow yourself to shine brightly, illuminating the world with the light of your own love and kindness. In the end, cultivating loving kindness towards yourself is a lifelong practice, an ongoing journey of self-discovery and growth. Embrace each moment with an open heart and a gentle spirit, knowing that you are worthy of all the love and happiness the universe has to offer. Lesson 10. Integrating Buddhist teachings into self-love practices. In our journey to self-love, we often seek guidance from various sources, and one such profound source is Buddhism. The teachings of Buddhism offer a unique perspective on cultivating love and compassion not just for others, but also for ourselves. Let's delve into how we can integrate these teachings into our daily lives to foster a deeper sense of self-love and well-being. Buddhism emphasizes the interconnectedness of all beings and the impermanent nature of existence. This understanding can be incredibly liberating when it comes to self-love. By recognizing that we are not separate from others and that our experiences are transient, we can let go of self-criticism and embrace ourselves with greater compassion. One of the fundamental teachings of Buddhism is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment with openness and acceptance. When we apply mindfulness to our relationship with ourselves, we become more attuned to our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. This allows us to cultivate self-awareness and respond to ourselves with kindness and understanding. Another key concept in Buddhism is loving kindness, known as metta. Loving kindness meditation involves extending wishes of well-being and happiness to ourselves and others. By regularly practicing loving kindness meditation, we can gradually soften the inner critic and nurture a more loving and compassionate attitude towards ourselves. Buddhism also teaches the importance of letting go of attachment and clinging. Often our lack of self-love stems from unrealistic expectations and attachments to certain outcomes. By learning to let go of these attachments and accept things as they are, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and open our hearts to greater love and acceptance. The practice of forgiveness is another cornerstone of Buddhist teachings. Holding on to grudges and resentment towards ourselves can weigh heavily on our hearts. Through the practice of forgiveness, we release ourselves from the burden of past mistakes and allow space for healing and growth. Central to Buddhist philosophy is the concept of impermanence. Everything in life is constantly changing, including our thoughts, emotions, and circumstances. By embracing the impermanent nature of our experiences, we can let go of the need for perfection and appreciate ourselves exactly as we are in each moment. Self-compassion is a core aspect of Buddhist teachings. Compassion towards ourselves involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and care that we would offer to a dear friend. Cultivating self-compassion allows us to acknowledge our own suffering with gentleness and understanding, leading to greater emotional resilience and well-being. In Buddhism, the practice of generosity is highly valued. When we extend generosity towards ourselves, we offer ourselves the gift of self-care and self-nurturing. This can involve setting aside time for activities that bring us joy and nourish our spirits, whether it's practicing a hobby, spending time in nature, or simply resting and rejuvenating. Another valuable teaching in Buddhism is the importance of wise discernment, known as prajna. This involves seeing things as they truly are and making skillful choices that lead to greater well-being. When we apply wise discernment to our relationship with ourselves, we can let go of self-destructive habits and cultivate behaviors that support our growth and happiness. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate an attitude of gratitude and appreciation towards ourselves and others. By recognizing our own inherent worth and acknowledging our strengths and virtues, we can develop a more positive self-image and deepen our sense of self-love. Ultimately, integrating Buddhist teachings into our self-love practices involves cultivating a deep sense of compassion, mindfulness, and acceptance towards ourselves. As we embark on this journey, may we remember that self-love is not a destination, but a lifelong process of learning, growing, and evolving into the fullest expression of ourselves. Conclusion and final thoughts. In this journey of self-discovery and self-love, remember that you are the author of your own story. Each day presents a new opportunity to embrace who you are and cultivate a deeper sense of compassion for yourself. As we conclude this transformative exploration, let's reflect on the essence of what we've learned. First and foremost, loving yourself is not a destination. It's a lifelong journey. It's about embracing your uniqueness, celebrating your strengths, and accepting your flaws with kindness and understanding. Self-love is not about perfection, but rather about acknowledging your humanity and embracing it wholeheartedly. Throughout this journey, we've explored the importance of self-compassion and how it allows us to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a dear friend. Remember to be gentle with yourself, especially in moments of struggle or self-doubt. We've also discussed the power of letting go of self-criticism and embracing imperfection. True growth and transformation come from accepting ourselves as we are, flaws and all, and recognizing that our worth is not tied to our achievements or external validation. Mindfulness has played a crucial role in our journey, teaching us to be present in the moment and cultivate awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we can break free from the grip of negative self-talk and cultivate a greater sense of peace and contentment within ourselves. Letting go of attachment has allowed us to release the need for external validation and find true happiness within ourselves. By detaching from the outcomes and expectations imposed by society or others, we can embrace our authenticity and live in alignment with our true selves. Finding joy in the present moment has been a recurring theme throughout our exploration. Life is full of precious moments waiting to be savored, and by cultivating gratitude and appreciation for the simple pleasures, we can experience profound moments of joy and fulfillment. Nurturing loving kindness towards ourselves has been the cornerstone of our journey towards self-love. By extending compassion, forgiveness, and kindness towards ourselves, we can heal past wounds and cultivate a deep sense of inner peace and acceptance. Integrating Buddhist teachings into our self-love practices has provided us with invaluable wisdom and guidance. The teachings of impermanence, interconnectedness, and non-self remind us that we are part of something greater than ourselves, and that our worth is inherent, regardless of external circumstances. As we conclude this journey, I invite you to carry the lessons learned into your daily life and continue to nurture a loving relationship with yourself. Remember that self-love is not selfish. It's essential for our well-being and allows us to show up fully for ourselves and others. Thank you for embarking on this journey with us. May you continue to walk the path of self-love with courage, compassion, and grace. And always remember, you are worthy of love just as you are.